Okay, this is the second part of the pre-trade deadline podcasting. It's a better title than last time. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Good enough. So, last time we didn't do any blockbuster trades. This time we'll have a few blockbusters. We're actually starting off with the Bo Horvat trade. So,
Big boy.
the trade is as it follows. The New York Islanders received centerman Bo Horvat in exchange for left winger Anthony Beauvillier, prospect Atu Ratu, is pronounced Ratu, not Rati, and a conditional 2023 first-round pick. The conditions on the first-round pick is that it's not. There's not much conditions. It's just top 12 protected, and if it slides to 2024.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? You can cover this trade first. I need to think of what to say.
So recently, Anthony Beauvillier has been doing pretty good on the Vancouver Canucks.
The Canucks, yes.
And Anthony Beauvillier scored 2 goals last night. A huge whopper.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. 2
Was
goals.
that not Kuzmenko? Wait, I'm searching this up.
And yeah. So he's been doing pretty good. I think he got his 14th goal. Not as a Canuck, but for 14th goal this season.
Still really good.
Ratty, haha, just kidding. Antu Ratu is like a B tier prospect, probably around
upper B tier.
That's what I'm saying. Up, like kinda upper, but not quite upper, like lower upper B tier, if that makes sense.
Okay, the lower part of the upper B tier.
Yes,
it's confusing. Hopefully, you get it.
Top 12 protected first-round pick in 2023 is probably going to be around 17, 18. Because, they're probably going to make it in the playoffs. But they're not the best.
The Islanders?
Yeah. They're currently in a playoff spot.
Yeah, but they're at 64 games or something? Every team has 3 games in hand. If not more. I think the Islanders will fall out of the playoffs, especially with Barzal out for the season now.
Okay. We'll see on that one, but so yeah, it probably won't be top 12 for sure. I'm saying for sure, not top 12. Well, not for sure, but probably not. Yeah. And honestly, Bo Horvat has done next to nothing. Well, not next to nothing, but he hasn't done much. He's definitely not continued his pace of what he did on the Vancouver Canucks. And
okay,
yeah.
I'm making a petition for the Vancouver Canucks to be called the Vancouver Canucks from now on, because Oliver thinks that that's the name.
Okay. I mean, that's all I really have on this trade. I don't really watch the Vancouver Islanders. No, Vancouver or Islanders, but yeah, what do you think, Maaz?
Yeah. You make this sound so scripted. I don't know. This is not scripted. So the Islanders get Bo Horvat. Bo Horvat, I think, is one of the. I think he's one of the more underrated two-way forwards in the league. So he's really good on the defensive side of things. I'll start with the offensive side. He started with so many goals, on the Canucks, on a horrible Canucks team, 30 goals and however many games with the Canucks, 31, 32. He was doing insane this year. Career year by far. And he can, he's a really good stick checker. That's an underrated part of his defensive game. He can block shots. He can block quite a few shots. And, he wins I think he was at one point he was leading the league in faceoffs by like 40 with faceoff wins. Yeah, and was he even playing on the first line? I think so, but like still, there's a lot of good faceoff men out there. And yeah, so just Bo Horvat. At first, I thought this was like a steal for the Islanders, but Bo Horvat, the Islanders signed Bo Horvat really quick, and he was putting up these goals most likely because of because he was playing for a contract. But once they gave him the contract, he had nothing to play for, so he hasn't. I don't even think he's put up 5 points as an Islander. I think he has 4 points as an Islander, which is very
Us are set up
underwhelming
really
for
now.
him. Yeah, I might be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right, but I think that's the case. Yeah. So, before I said this was like a steal for the Islanders. Now, I still don't think it's a win for the Canucks, but I'm questioning it now because Beauvillier has been really, really good on this Canucks team that is mid at best now. It's gotten better than before, but like the Canucks are mid at best, which is probably a long shot to say they're mid. Beauvillier, he's on the first power play with Elias Pettersson. He's found a lot of chemistry with Andrei Kuzmenko, which could really help because they're both young guys. Kuzmenko's been signed for a 5-year deal, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was $5 million. I'm not sure. And if they can keep both of these guys long term, they can find some really, really good chemistry.
In the
put
past,
up points together. And Pettersson and Beauvillier have also been a good duo. It's just been a good trio all around. Atu Ratu, Centerman, Prospect, like the lower upper part of the B tier. Well, I don't know. Yeah. So he has some potential. He had lots of potential because he put up like his first 2 goals in his first 3 games. First goal in his first game in the NHL. He was actually winning quite a few faceoffs. I think he won 9 out of 14 in his first game. Again, I'm not saying I'm right. This one I'm not too sure about. I'll check that later.
In the past 5 games, he has 4 points.
Oh, Beauvillier?
No. Bo Horvat.
Oh my goodness, that's trash.
What?
For him.
Oh yeah, for him.
Ever. Or not for him, like for him this season, I mean.
Yeah.
Beauvillier, I think he put up 3 points last game in an OT win over Dallas, which was yesterday. It was a fun game to watch. I didn't get to watch the whole thing. He gave a good pass to Kuzmenko on the opening goal. Don't know about the other goals. Don't remember. Don't want to remember. And then the conditional first round pick. So I don't think it will be a top 12 pick anyways. I think the Islanders will miss the playoff. I think it'll be like a 14th pick, which could get the 14th, 15th maybe, which could get the Canucks something really good, considering this season's been really like a
great
draft class. Yeah, that's what I was trying to find the word. Like, there's great picks all the way up to like the 25th overall pick range. Like, this is a very deep draft class. Probably the best draft class since 2015, where there was Barzal, Marner, Besser, Andre who?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, Andre, of course, Andre, everybody's favorite player, Andre.
Yup.
So, yeah, winners, I do still gotta give it to the, I say it's like I still do gotta give it to the Islanders for what Horvat does have in him, but it's like really, really close. Like, if you could easily convince me to say that Vancouver Canucks won this trade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to just move on to the next trade now? I mean...
Yeah. You wanna do this one?
Sure.
Actually, I mean... Whatever. Who you do it? You do it.
Oh, okay. I don't really know anything about Jacob
That's
Megnuts.
why I wanted to do it. That's why I was thinking maybe I should do it, and then I'm like, nah, let's just give it to you.
Okay, I'm gonna click on Jacob Megna. But let's talk about the conditional fourth round pick. Do you know
It's
what?
actually not a. It's actually not a conditional pick. It just says conditional. No clue.
Oh,
But
really? That's weird.
yeah, it's a glitch.
Oh, so his cap hit is $762, which is pretty good. I mean, it's really nothing, but I don't know. He has 1 goal and 11 assists in 50 games played. So like a decent fourth liner, I'd say. Like
He's a
okay.
defenseman.
Oh yeah, third liner. Sorry. Third liner. Probably not worth a fourth rounder. Probably like less than that.
I say fifth would be good.
Yeah, I'd say fifth and maybe a seventh, but probably not. So yeah, I don't really have too much else to say about that trade. What about you?
I don't know why you don't have much to say about this blockbuster trade, but I'll give you my opinions on it. Who's Jacob Megna? Just kidding. I do know who it is. I don't know what his face looks like. I don't know how he skates. I don't know how many points he put up, although I think you just said it.
Yep, 12.
12. That's more than I thought. Wow. Actually, I thought he'd have like 2 points. He does nothing. I'm pretty sure he does nothing. From what I've heard about this dude, he does nothing. He's just a roster guy who can fill up a roster spot if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
This season, I'm pretty sure he's putting career highs across the board because in previous seasons, I don't think this guy existed.
Yep.
I think he's a 1-year-old playing in the NHL. The year before this, he wasn't born yet.
Totally.
I don't know what I'm saying. Don't know.
Yeah.
And the conditional, or not the conditional actually, the fourth round pick in 2023. Yeah, too much. Too much. Yeah, Seattle gave up for this dude. 5th or 6th. I know he's having a career year, but like, he's not gonna keep it up. I do not think he'll get like even 15 points, although he's at 12 already. That's my opinion on it. I say the Sharks won.
Yeah, I
Very
definitely
minor
agree
trade.
with that. Okay. You could do this next trade.
Okay, blockbuster trade again. Yeah, so this trade. Before I talk about this trade, I give kudos to Vladimir Tarasenko because he did not want to be in St. Louis. He's been begging to get out for years, but he didn't not play, and he still tried. He still tried. I give kudos to him for that because he did that for 2 years.
Mhm.
So, okay, now I'll say what it is. The New York Rangers acquire Vladimir Tarasenko and defenseman Nico Mikkola. I love saying that name. And the St. Louis Blues acquire left winger Sammy Blais, defensive prospect Hunter Skinner, a conditional 2023 first round pick, and a conditional 2023 fourth round pick. The conditions on those 2 picks, sorry, I looked everywhere. I couldn't find it. Oh, yeah, and I forgot to say the Blues retained 50% of Tarasenko's cap hit.
I'm just about to mention that.
I couldn't find the conditions. Could you find the conditions?
Nope.
Okay. Maybe they don't exist. But I think this is a good trade for the Rangers. Pretty good trade. I'll start with Nico Mikkola because, like, obviously the worst part of this the more untalked about part of this trade, they needed a 6th defenseman. They didn't really have one. Nico Mikkola can be that good physical, good defensive guy to play on the third D pairing for them, and bonus points for having a good name too. So like two good categories, three honestly. And then now the big part, Vladimir Tarasenko. And so he has very good chemistry with Panarin. Yeah, we won't talk about this trade in this video, but Patrick Kane actually has came onto the Rangers, so that's gonna be a very good chemistry line.
Just give me a sec, okay? I'll just be right back.
Yeah, so they're gonna have a lot of chemistry, which could help them produce a lot of points. As a second line, I can see at least one of them putting up 100 points in a season. That may be a long shot, but I think it's possible. I won't be shocked at all if that happens. If all three happen, I will be a bit shocked, but they've all proven that they are elite players. So, yeah. Now I would say one more thing about the Rangers. They have probably the best top nine in the league. Trocheck, Kreider, Zibanejad, like first or second line, wonderful. Like, amazing first line. Then second line, probably the best second line in the league by far. Patrick Kane, Tarasenko, and Artemi Panarin. Like best second line in the league. And then third line, the kid line, Filipino, Capo Caco, and Alex Lafreniere. Although Lafreniere has been very disappointing, it's still a great third line. And then the fourth line, I forgot who it was. I know it's a physical at the fourth line.
Just so you know, I'm back.
Yeah, I see you. And it's a physical fourth line, which could be really helpful. And then their defense, Trouba, Keandre Miller, Adam Fox. How did I forget about that guy? One of the best offensive defensemen in the league. Yeah, man. Two other people, and then Nico Mikkola to help up their third D pair, which was kind of lacking in the left or right department. Don't know which one it was. So yeah, Rangers won, especially considering what they had to give up. Left winger Sammy Blais. He's a good fighter, really good fighter. Has that physicality. He can hit. He can forecheck. He can stick check. He's a really good defensive winger. Honestly, he should be a defenseman. He doesn't put up any offense. He can do everything a defenseman can do. Just not that much because he doesn't get that many chances on that fourth line. But he has put his first goal and 2 assists on the Blues, so 3 points in 4 or 5 games, which is really good. First goal of the season on the Blues. He only had 1 or 2 assists on the Rangers because he wasn't getting that much opportunity. Here he might be playing on the third or fourth line, which he can get his physicality, his fighting, his defense, and his and a touch of offense. He's an underrated player. Not saying he's good, but he's underrated. He's the worst underrated player you can find. Defensive prospect, Hunter Skinner, don't know much about him. Don't even know who this is. I think he was a C tier, maybe a B tier. I'm not even sure about that. So I'll just skip on to conditional 2023 first round pick and the conditional 2024 fourth. I can't really judge these because I don't know the conditions on them, but let's just say the Blues get a first and a fourth without the conditions on them. If I were the Blues GM, I would be asking for a bit more from New York, but now how much more would I want? It made me make that fourth a second because they didn't get much in the already there department. Maybe get some more on the draft picks because they do have 3 draft picks now because you are going to see the third one in the next trade. I won't leak it yet, but you probably already know what it is. So I do say the Rangers win by quite a bit, especially considering what they were looking for. But let's just hear your opinion.
Okay. So basically you covered it all, but um my first initial reaction, like, what? This trade is trash. Honestly, this year, all the blockbusters that uh, New York has done, there's one that just happened recently, um, has been very lopsided for them. And so is St. Louis, but lopsided not for them. So, yeah. And yeah, I don't know really much to add. You kind of covered it all. And but I do have one thing. The conditions might be something like along the lines of like if they make it to the conference finals, they get like
Yeah.
a second round. Like if they do make it to the conference finals, St. Louis gets a first. But if they don't, they get a second or something. And then
Then no, but if that was the case, it'd say a conditional second round pick because it would be a conditional second, and then if they make it to the conference finals, then it becomes a first. It wouldn't be the other way around.
maybe it's like top 20 protected or something.
Yeah, it's probably a protected pick because if it's a condition on a first round pick, it's usually a protection.
Yeah. Maybe it's like the same thing with conditional fourth round pick. Like it's a conditional, but not the same thing, but what I thought the conditional first would be.
No, maybe this one is like if like whatever. This is just an example. If the Rangers make it past the first round or something, they they get a third or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like something like that.
Because why would it be? This wouldn't be protected because who needs to protect the fourth?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially if it's like a late pick. It'd be a late fourth because it's the Rangers. Yeah, and because it couldn't be conference finals anyways because like in the Kane trade, I know I don't want to leak much of it, but it was also a conference finals thing. So I don't think the Rangers would do two trades with the draft pick depending on if they make it to the conference finals or not. They could do that. That would be possible, but I just don't think they'd do it. Yeah. So I think we should move on to the next trade. I'll let you cover this. I know you want to.
Yeah.
You've been screaming to me about this trade.
Yep.
Roar, roar, roar. I
Roar.
couldn't care less. Honestly, I do care because it's a blockbuster trade. But whatever, just cover it.
Okay, let's start this out. Okay.
Oh
so,
boy.
To
I'm scared.
to the Toronto Maple Leafs, they require Ryan O'Reilly, Nola Chari, and Josh Pillar or something. I don't know. St. Louis
Pillar.
acquire first round pick in 2023 from the Toronto's first round pick, Ottawa's third round pick 2023, and Toronto's second round pick 2024, and Adam Gaudette and Mikhail Abramov. And Minnesota Wild acquire fourth round pick 2025. Okay? So, this huge blockbuster trade by the Maple Leafs is quite a rare thing for Toronto to do. It is the biggest trade since the Brian Leetch trade in 2002. Honestly, two teams won this trade, and Minnesota and Toronto. I know what you're thinking, but Minnesota has to take on $1.875 million. That's true, but that is them saying we will be conservative buyers at the deadline. If what they're saying is true, they will not need that money this year, especially because O'Reilly's contract is up at the end of the year. For Toronto, they get Ryan O'Reilly at a staggering $1.875 million. A Selke candidate, a Stanley Cup champion. Mind you, during the Cup run, he won the Conn Smythe.
And the Selke.
Oh, and the Selke. So from those awards alone, you could probably guess that he's an amazing two-way forward. If so, you'd be right. He is also quite amazing at face-offs. He is currently set over 70% on face-offs with Toronto. At
Sorry
least,
to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt, but it feels like you're listing off a class presentation or something. This doesn't feel natural.
oh, I I wrote this in class when I was bored.
Oh, makes sense.
So I was like, okay, might as well just say this because it is coming from my mind, so it's not like plagiarism or
Okay,
anything.
never mind. Yeah, it's
He
just
has
you're reading it, so it sounds weird.
he has 5 points with 3 goals and 2 assists. The 3 goals he has was in one game. Funny enough, against his former team, Buffalo. He also had 1 assist in that game. In that game, the
He
second
did?
line, yes, he did. In that game, the second line, O'Reilly, Marner, and Tavares had a total of 13 points among the three of them. Now let's talk about Nola Chari. Nola Chari is one of the best forechecker and defensive forwards in the game. He has had quite a bit of 6 to 7 hit games with the Leafs. His first game as a Leaf, he had a 6-shot game, which is pretty impressive for a third liner.
No way, I'm checking that. Nah, that ain't true. No
Yep,
way.
it's true. He also scored a goal, and that has been all he's put up on the scoreboard so far. Now let's talk about St. Louis. Mikhail Abramov is a lower B tier prospect, according to the Leafs. The Leafs, he would not crack the Leafs roster in the near future. Therefore, no big deal for the Leafs. Adam Gaudette only played in the AHL this season. Again, no big deal for the Leafs. Now, here
Excuse
is
me,
where
Leaf fan. He had 5 shots. That's still very impressive.
yes.
But at least I can say that he didn't have 6.
Well, before it said 6, but it must have been like a just a tip or something.
Yeah, I believe you. You are the one who probably checked the score more than I did.
Here is where it gets interesting. Now, the first will only be like 28th or 32nd. The second will be late, and the third will be the second will be isn't the second Ottawa's?
Is the second Ottawa's? I don't
No,
know.
no, no, sorry. The second will be late, and the third will be mid. So that is what I
Gaudette was
think about
Ottawa.
this trade. What do you think?
Yeah, so you covered all of it in such a robotic style.
Yeah,
But
I know.
it sounded very weird. I know you were reading it, but like it sounded so robotic. I'm just going what I think, like off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's me too. I just wrote
Yeah,
that,
you are. Just for that one trade because you wrote it down in class.
and I was like, okay, why not? I kind of wanted to show it to my dad because he's a Leaf fan too, and I was like, okay, I kind of want to show it to him. So I brought it home, and I was like, oh, I have it beside me. Might as well just talk about that.
Yeah. So, um, hmm. Toronto is receiving two really good, two-way defensemen, two-way forwards. Achari, more of a defensive forward, but he can put up offense every now and then, right?
Yeah,
You sound very angry.
he's
Ryan
had
O'Reilly.
he has 11 goals
Yeah,
this season.
really? Oh yeah, he did. The only reason I know that is because in Tim Hortons, I've picked him a lot in the third pick. So I'm I keep checking, and then I realize, okay, yeah, he has like 10 goals now.
Mhm.
Yeah, so O'Reilly, he don't get me wrong, he's been great defensively, but compared to some of his other years, he hasn't been as great defensively. Hmm. Um. And he hasn't put up as much offense. He has sparked something in the when he's played for the Leafs so far. Good for him and the organization. I can tell that Kyle Dubas is really trying to make a playoff push for the Leafs, although they are just wasting picks because they won't go anywhere. But yeah, so you're throwing up about the fact that they won't make it past the first round. But
Stop it.
okay. And so yeah, so like I was saying, they won't make it past the first round, but I like that Dubas is trying to do something. Just change up the roster so they don't have to lose with the same guys every year.
Yeah, just trade away Morgan Riley.
Okay, random. Why trade away Morgan Riley?
Because everybody else is the W.
I like how
Okay.
you say, like, everybody thinks, like, oh, Riley's the best defenseman on the Leafs. And you're like, nope, let's get rid of him because everybody else is good but him.
Yeah.
Like,
Honestly,
what
I
kind of
don't like
logic is that?
I don't like Riley because he's not good at defense, like, at all.
Oh, yeah. He should be a forward. Honestly, he sucks at okay, before I get too off track, so yeah. Two really good defensive centermen. They're actually both amazing at faceoffs. You said 70% for O'Reilly. Honestly, Ochari is probably also like 70% or something.
Yeah, I know
80
he's doing
maybe.
really good.
Like he's broken. He's broken on faceoffs. But Minnesota, they received Toronto's fourth round pick in 2025 and retains 25% of O'Reilly's salary. I mean, yeah, retaining 1.875 isn't too bad, but for a playoff team who could need that money, they might not know it. That's quite a bit of help. Toronto does pick up Josh Pillar, who's just a college player. I think he's like 16 or 17.
No,
He's not. What?
I don't think so. I think he's like 20 or something.
Really?
Yeah. I'll switch it up.
Yeah. I'm probably thinking of somebody else. I'm probably thinking of some World Juniors guy. Who am I thinking of?
And his
I
name is
don't know,
John
but
Cena.
yeah. And
He's
so
21.
the Blues. What?
He's 21.
21? Okay. Yeah, I was wrong by a while. But he is a college hockey player. I know that. The Blues. You've covered basically everything. You didn't talk about much about Gaudette. Yeah, he used to play for the Senators. He didn't make the Leafs roster this year. Nothing at all crazy. AHL dude. He played on the Senators in the NHL, but nothing on Toronto. So yeah, Leafs won the trade, I think. Yeah, they won the trade. Maybe? Oh? Yeah, Maple Leafs won the trade.
I
I
don't
thought
know
about
why
it.
you're...
I thought about it because they got a first and a second and Abramov, so I was thinking about it.
Well, and a third
And a
round
third.
pick and Gaudette.
Yeah, I don't care about those.
Me
Who the
neither.
hell cares? What?
Me neither.
Yeah. Okay. Let's finish off this video with one last trade. Right, I think we should end it on this one more trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll announce this trade. The Ottawa Senators acquire winger Julien Gauthier and a conditional 2023 7th round pick. I'm guessing the conditions becomes a sixth if the Rangers make it somewhere in the playoffs or Tyler Mott plays a specific amount of games for them. That's usually what it is with a late pick. So that's what my guess is. I can't find any of these conditions, but whatever. And if in exchange for left winger Tyler Mott. What the hell was that?
Sorry.
Okay.
It's just me laughing and trying to cover it up.
No, before that, what were you doing?
What do you mean?
Whatever. So, I say it's a pretty fair trade. Julien Gauthier, he's still a prospect. He can put up a goal every now and then. He can be a good part of the Ottawa Senators' bottom six, which they don't have too much of. They have a lot of physicality in their bottom six. Parker Kelly, Austin Watson, Dylan Gambrell. So,
Just like the
Julien
Leafs.
Gauthier can actually add a bit of offense, which they could need in their bottom six. He's a winger. I mean, they don't need much of a winger in their bottom six. I mean, they should have found a centerman. I think Vitaly Kravtsov could have worked out more over No, but Vitaly Kravtsov is much more valuable than Julien Gauthier. Julien Gauthier is a very elegant player. Just a nice skater.
Oh yeah, did you
Good.
see the goal where he did like this diving play and against Scott Wedgwood?
Oh yeah, like what? Like if you're a goaltender, get 10 the goal play.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Steven
and
Dangle.
then he goes on one leg, and then basically the red line just brown brown. What?
Yeah,
What was
yeah,
that sound effect?
Brownie Brown. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, he browns it in, and amazing. That was a really good goal. But not just that, he's actually a very good skater. Honestly, he's a good skater. Yeah. And in exchange, the Rangers know what they're getting in Tyler Mott. A winger. He's a very tall dude. I think he's like 6'5" or something. Or that may be Julien Gauthier.
Oh.
Whatever. Tyler Mott brings a lot of defense to their bottom six, because it basically just be the fourth line. Because on the fourth line, they have players, because players play in the NHL, and Oliver's having a photo shoot. Yeah, more of a photo shoot. But Tyler Mott, he's good defensively. He's good defensively. Also a bit of a good skater. Good stick checker. Good stick checker. Why did I say stick checker 3 times? He can take the puck away. He's good at taking pucks.
Isn't that what
He's
stick checker
snapped
is?
What?
Isn't that kind of like what stick checker is?
Yes, but my brain isn't working. A stick checker stick checks the puck that pucks it. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
But he isn't that responsible with the puck either, though. But who cares? When I say who cares, that's really important. But he's a fourth liner. Who cares? Right? Yeah.
Mhm.
He can help in the playoffs. He's physical a bit. Sorry, kinda. Sort of. Yeah. I know a lot of people lean toward the Ottawa Senators side, but for some reason, something in me says I think the Rangers won this trade.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I understand why you do, but just to talk about it.
I love Julien Gauthier. You kind of covered it. He's a very nice skater. I just like him. I don't know. I just like him, you know?
Okay. You don't have to
um,
growl after saying you like somebody.
okay.
Stop laughing and talk about Julien Gauthier.
I don't really have much to
Tyler
say.
Mott.
Tyler Mott, I don't really like him. Like you said, he's
He's a good stick checker who takes the puck away. 2 different things. I don't know how they're 2 different things, but I'll make them 2 different things.
Like you said, Tyler Mott is like a like he's not very good with the puck. Like he's reckless. I think you could say.
Also, one thing I forgot to mention, he takes a lot of penalties.
Just like Mr. Dryden Gun? No, okay.
I would say he's better than Dryden Hunt, or Dryden Gut, whatever you want to call him, because he's slightly better defensively. Both of them don't put up offense, but he's better defensively, and I think Dryden Hunt puts up more penalty minutes. So I'd say he's more responsible too.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to just end it here?
Yeah. So just say, yeah, you said the Ottawa Senators won this trade. The condition, who cares about a conditional 7th? Honestly, actually, you may say I'm stupid, but yeah, the average pick matters. You know who's came out? Do you want me to list a few players who came out of the 7th round? Like
Doug Gilmore. Oh, Joe Pavelski. Something like Zetterberg or something.
Henrik Zetterberg.
Henrik Zetterberg, yeah.
two more. Pavel Datsuk, and also I think this is the greatest the seventh round pick of all time. What's his name? Henrik Lundqvist, greatest seventh round pick of all time.
Wasn't he a ninth or something?
Nope, he was seventh, the last pick in the draft.
Doug Gilmour's better.
Okay. Wait, isn't Doug Gilmour like eighth? Wasn't he eighth? Ninth?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's a seventh.
Do you know what hurts me? Chris Kreider was the reason the Canadiens didn't make it to the Stanley Cup Finals that year, and then Henrik Lundqvist decides to just trash talk Carey Price. It was in 2014, so I wasn't into hockey, or I was still a toddler, but...
Okay, we should probably end it here.
Oh yeah, this video's gotten way too long. Sorry, this is part 2 of the pre-trade deadline podcast thingy, react to the trades thing.
Yeah, it's a perfect name.
Yeah. We're still coming up with the title, don't worry. We'll get it by like episode like 6.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, you ready? To end it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Goodbye! Ha ha!